The six survivors, they were sheltered. They had some equipment with them trying to not only stay warm, but they had medical issues as well. Immediately thinking of the folks that didn't make it and knowing our mission now is to get them home.
It's horrible to see, and I think that's why we're all so committed to seeing this through until the end, to make sure we get every last soul off that mountain.
It's been 2 days since a deadly avalanche struck Central Sierra Nevada. Nevada County Sheriff's Office determined to continue the search for the last missing person. But with more snow on the way, this recovery mission could turn messy, become quite difficult. It's already been a challenge. Fox Weather Correspondent Robert Ray joins us from Stateline, Nevada, where, Robert, you were live with us yesterday when that press conference went live and made the devastating announcement. The sentiment on the ground, I'm sure, I mean, this is tight-knit communities, skiers, snowboarders who are experts and know this terrain, but it's a very real danger when you talk about snow of this rate coming in at such high elevation.
Yes, Jane, absolutely. And, you know, snowboarders, expert ones that we'll hear from shortly, they will tell you that this amount of snow, even though it does happen in the Sierras, it's really not the norm, and it does incredibly dangerous when you get this much snow and blowing winds, and that is what the first responders were up against 2 days ago when this, and by the way, blowing winds right now, whiteout conditions rolling through here, and that is what the first responders were up against when they had their snowcats. You probably can't even see me right now. I just want to divert what I'm saying to talk about the incredible wind that just came through here, blowing all this snow around, and that proves to you the way the conditions were 2 days ago. And you can imagine we are at about 7,800 feet where the avalanche occurred to the north of us, north of Donner Pass. At that point, over 9,000 feet and 70-mile-an-hour wind gusts and snow rates of 2 to 4 inches an hour and an avalanche. Even though there was a warning, these 15 people that were with expert guides, and they were really good skiers in the back country trying to get out, and then the avalanche occurred, and then the rescue mission, because a beacon and an SOS went out, and they first responders found them, but then they brought their giant snowcats, huge vehicles, to drive in, and then they hit a point where the huge vehicles couldn't go any further. And I'm going to try to show you why those vehicles couldn't go any further. You're talking about snow that was piling up anywhere between 4 to 5 feet. And imagine trying to traverse through this. So they got their skis and the first responders and their feet, and they moved through all of this snow, walking 2 miles, skiing 2 miles to the survivors, the 6 survivors. Oh, there you go. And you see how deep this is, as I just fell into likely 4 or 5 feet here. I'll try to pull myself out, and you can imagine what it was like during the avalanche as well. That snow coming down the mountain 100 yards wide, just toppling those skiers and guides. Again, killing 8. 1 is missing. 2 of those survivors that the first responders found were so injured they couldn't walk themselves out. And so that was another challenge. The entire process from the SOS that they got to getting and retrieving those survivors, between 9 and 11 hours. That is a long time. 2 of those survivors brought to a hospital. Thankfully, they are not life-threatening injuries. But in the meantime, the search for a recovery of the 1 missing continues. And with the snow and the winds coming in here today, it's going to be difficult. And I just want you to hear the expert snowboarder that we talked to recently. He provided incredible insight. Listen.
Oh, we love the snow, but you know, sometimes there can be too much. And right now, at least the last couple of days, the visibility up top has been pretty minimal. So that makes things a little bit, more dangerous, or can be if you're not careful. I would definitely recommend not going out there by yourself, especially if you're going to go duck off into the trees, do any type of backcountry, get off the groomers. Definitely ride with a partner or multiple of them, yeah. I would say, because like I said, it's deep out there. I mean, even me being an experienced snowboarder, I got stuck a few times yesterday and had to dig myself out. out, just being in the deep powder. And like I said, some of it's a little unpredictable.
None of this taken lightly. It should never be taken lightly. And that is what he is saying, his guidance. As the wind kicks up here, the snow coming in at a good clip, but when the wind kicks up, all the snow comes off of the trees and then compromises the snow that's already here and creates drifts, and thus you see the swirling effect, and that is what causes avalanches as well. Avalanche warning still here in play into tomorrow. All of this will wrap up late tonight, and we hope that the recovery operation is successful to give at least some sort of ease to the family members and friends of that skier and a community mourning. Back to you, Jane.
Robert, just an incredible visual perspective, right, of what these conditions are like. I mean, here you are at Stateline, Nevada, I'm assuming, near the ski resorts. But, yes. I think for the back country, right, I mean, these are terrain that's not groomed, that these are experts who go out there, but even still there's a respect for the mountain and the inherent risk that comes with that. I mean, even just in your shot, the wind's picking up and then just the instability of this fresh snow on top of literally ice because of how warm and dry the start to this year had started out on the West Coast. So a danger that continues, a story that will continue to unfold, as well as that recovery mission does last as long as it takes out there on the mountain. Robert Ray, thank you for the report. We'll be checking back in.